Ladies and gentlemen, I was really kind of hoping that I wouldn't have to talk about Chicago again because we talked about it so much and we could probably do a stream on Chicago each and every day of the week about some new bullcrap that's going on out there. And it's really sad and it doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. A lot of these stories involve the children, our babies, and it just seems like, I don't know, there's just this big, huge disconnect. When I'm talking about this, I'm talking about between this being recognized in society as if it's not a big deal, but then when you have things going on like your Black Lives Matter and your George Floyd's and things like that, it eats up all of the media news and attention, and then we forget about our children. I don't know if any of you guys have ever noticed that, which is why that's the significance of our channel. We advocate for children first. We're going to give them a voice when I feel like they didn't have a voice in the media prior to what we started doing. At least not enough. Okay? Any single time this happens, there needs to be protest. There needs to be people out seeing something and saying something, getting these thugs reported, telling on them, right? There should be a hell of a lot more trials for thugs as opposed to these police all the freaking time. I get it, when you break the law, it is what it is, but I'm just saying I think that we do a lot of this stuff to ourselves when it comes to people from my community who share my skin color. It seems like every time something bad happens to us from somebody that looks like us, there's not any outrage about it. Okay? Let me show you guys a picture of this baby girl because she is the subject of this story, and she's a beautiful, innocent little baby. She was 7 years old, and she was shot and killed, yes, inside of a McDonald's parking lot. And I'm sure some of you guys might be wondering, if you haven't already looked up the story, how did that even happen? Why did this happen? What did this little girl do so wrong to deserve a demise like that, right? We're going to talk about that as well. But before we get there, let's bring up her father. Let me see if I can get his picture up here. Let me get Dad's picture up here. Dad and daughter. That guy is the father of that 7-year-old little girl, and she was killed after their car was sprayed with bullets outside of a McDonald's. Has multiple previous drug arrests and may have been the intended target, according to the police. Hashtag not my words for those who might want to get mad at me talking about I'm spreading false propaganda. Well, get mad at Daily Mail, get mad at CNN, ABC, whoever it is, all of these news outlets. Get mad at them, okay? Because they're the ones that look these records up and put this information out there. So it sounds like Dad was on his thug lion tip, had his daughter with him, and some more thug lions came to maul him, but they ate up everything in sight, which happened to be his precious baby girl. Which is why I also have this shirt on, hashtag babies for benefits, and I also have this shirt, when you date thugs, you date death. We're going to get back to this in a moment. Jonte Adams, who was 29 years old. Let me see if I can get one more photo of him up here. I think I got a solo shot of him. Let me see if I can find one. Let me see if I can find one of Dad. If I don't, I'll pull it. There we go. That's probably the best picture of him right there. Jonte Adams, who was 29 years old, whose 7-year-old daughter by the name of Jaslyn was killed in Chicago Sunday, was arrested on suspicion of manufacturing and dealing heroin twice in 2012 and twice in 2013, according to court records. He was convicted of an unspecified drug offense in 2016 and was arrested for possession of heroin in 2018. There's a reason that I'm bringing this up. Let's keep going. In 2012, he was one of several suspected gang members. Let me say that again. He was one of several suspected gang members who was arrested for operating an open-air heroin market in the East Garfield Park neighborhood of Chicago. Jocelyn Adams, who was 7 years old, that beautiful little girl right there, this baby was hit multiple times. Let me see if I could show y'all the picture of this car, because they pretty much Swiss cheese this car. Let me see if I can get you a good close-up. How about right here? Can y'all see this picture well enough? I blew it up big enough on the screen so y'all should be able to see that. That car has an amount of bullets in it I can't even count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1 in the gas tank, 19, 20 in the door. Wow. 30, 40 shots? You said 39 times. Thank you, illicit deeds. 39 times. And I want y'all to understand. And here's a thing that I want to point out. And here's why I believe that it's possible that these thugs who did this in retaliation to him might have actually been targeting that little girl. Do you guys notice where they were shooting primarily? From this picture alone, can any of you guys make a determination as to what they were aiming for? Think about an adult, probably should have been in the driver's seat, right? Which have been in the front left-hand side of the vehicle. Where do your children usually sit in the car? Huh? Oh, that's right. Your children usually sit in the rear of the car in the back seat. And I usually, when I have my daughter in the car, I usually like to be able to turn to my right and look at her. And it's usually easier if she's in the passenger's rear seat on the right-hand side, which is where the majority of the bullets were shot. There are just some things that when I look at it, I just pick up on these things. I don't know if y'all see things the way that I see it. So in the media, even in this article, they said that they don't believe that the little girl was the target. I believe it looks like the majority of the bullets were shot in the rear, on that passenger side where the baby would have been. I think that's actually intentional, and I think they meant to not only kill that baby, but kill the dad as well. Now, that's my evidence. Let's keep talking about this. Jocelyn Adams, 7 years old, was hit multiple times and rushed to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. Shocking photos show the family's silver Infiniti car sprayed with bullets, with the vehicle shot by two different gunmen, according to the police. And again, two different gunmen, I'm sure they weren't shooting in the exact same area. So one might have been shooting from the front, one was shooting from the rear. At least that's what it looks like. Jocelyn Adams was, I think that's the dad. I can't remember. What is his name? The dad's name is Jonte Adams. Okay, so they're talking about the dad. The dad was also seriously injured after being shot once, while he and Jocelyn waited in line to get some fast food at trash-ass McDonald's. You know what's funny? How we talk about doing right for our children, but we feed them trash food, but we expect to get something good out of our children. Don't y'all think that's crazy? If they say they are what you eat, then what are you when you eat trash and continue to consume nasty-ass manufactured fast food? We're actually going to talk about Safari here in a moment because he's partially connected to this story. Hopefully, I didn't lose anybody on that. We feed our children trash, but want something good to come out of it if they say you are what you eat. Adams was also seriously injured after being shot once while he and Jocelyn waited in the fast food line, and has since shared a Facebook post calling his late daughter his protector. Let me read that again. This person said that he shared a Facebook post calling his late daughter his protector. Do I need to read it again? Did everybody absorb that? Do you see how weird and messed up that sounds? His protector? Why would you even, knowing that this happened, why would you even say those words? Why does that even come to your feeble little mind? There's a reason that I'm bringing that up. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and skip all of the bull crap. Let's go ahead and talk about that part. Let's go ahead and talk about this protector. Let me see. I think I saved the screenshot. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on just a second. Give me a moment. I don't know if I saved it. Did I save it here? Okay, yes I did. All right. I'm going to show you guys a screenshot of somebody else's YouTube video. But since I don't promote other YouTube channels, I'm not going to actually give the name, but you can see from the title what it says. Okay? That's just how I am. I don't believe in promoting a bunch of people's YouTube channels because I don't know if this is valid or not. But the individual that posted this video titled it and said, "Father used 7-year-old Jonte Adams as a shield when shot 6 times at Chicago McDonald's drive-thru." This video is still up. It doesn't have a lot of views. It might be easy for you guys to be able to find it. But you see how it's titled. I literally screenshot this in case they decide to take it down. Now here's the reason why I bring it up. Again, he called his own daughter his protector, right? The dad referred to the daughter as his protector. What the guy in this YouTube video is trying to claim is that, and I watched a little bit of it, I listened to a little bit of it, and I had to cut it off. But the dude was trying to claim that as the shooting started, this man grabbed his daughter and held her to protect himself from the hail of bullets that were rained at his car. All I'm doing is just bringing it up as a talking point. I don't know if that's valid or not. I'm just showing you somebody made a YouTube video that was 16 minutes long, and that's what that person, that individual claimed. But they also have a Facebook post saying that this man called his daughter his protector. That's kind of a weird choice of words, especially when somebody's trying to accuse you of holding your daughter up as literally a human shield. But we've actually seen thugs do this before, right? Let's move on. Police are still hunting for the suspect, and it's not clear what led up to the shooting, but I'm sure we can take our guess. Which happened just after 4 p.m. in the city, in the Windy City's Hammond Square neighborhood, but police said to be working on a theory that Jonte Adams was the intended target of the gun attack. Let's keep going. They also have a screenshot here. I'm not really sure what this. Let me just pull this up because I don't really know what this means. And I know I got this same screenshot from Illicit Deeds, if I'm not mistaken. This one. And where's my other one? This one. Let me see what this means. There's a screenshot of the final text said to have been sent by Jaslyn to her Aunt Jasmine as she traveled to Chicago's McDonald's, where she was later shot dead. Jonte Adams, who was shot in the torso and rushed to a nearby hospital, posted a message on his Facebook showing several photos of him and young Jaslyn. So if y'all want to, y'all can pause this and go back and look at these screenshots. I don't really know what they mean. I'm going to skip past it for now because I got more to say. If you guys are listening, do me a favor and please click that thumbs up if you're listening to this stream. Our goal is to try to get to 600 thumbs up if we can get there. So if you'll look down for a moment, please click the thumbs up. It'll help share this story and let more people know that we're here talking about this, okay? He defended his parenting in a post and he wrote, I never did anything but show her how a man supposed to a woman. I think he meant treat a woman. Anything she asks, she basically get. I don't give a f what y'all think because y'all ass ignorant. Even though he wrote an ignorant statement, but let's move on. Jonte Adams added in this post, I taught her how to use the bathroom, brush teeth, all that. And of course, he didn't use any punctuation. Nothing but smiles when we were together. I know my mistakes I made out here, but I already blame myself. So y'all trying to do it not gonna work. And he used no punctuation at all. Just said, screw punctuation. He wrote, my baby just became my protector. He also posted a screenshot of a text conversation between his daughter and her Aunt Jasmine moments before the shooting. Jasmine was asking her aunt what she wanted to order from McDonald's. Another Facebook video appears to show Jasmine driving her father's car while sitting on his knee and was posted as a tribute in the wake of her death. And I'll show you guys that video if y'all want to see it. Another Facebook video appears to show, I already read that. Meanwhile, distressing video shot by those at the scene sees officers pulling the little girl out of the car and rushing her into the back of a police car in a bid to get her to the hospital as quickly as possible. We try to skip forward here just a little bit. Y'all bear with me. A person can be heard exclaiming, OS, they killed a baby. Jonte Adams frantically called his mother, Jasmine's grandmother, LaWanda McMullen, after the shooting. He said, Ma, come get me. They just shot my baby. McMullen told the news. Jasmine's aunt, Tawny McMullen, said her niece was a beautiful and really sweet child. Let me see. Jasmine was a student at Cameron Elementary School, and she was nicknamed Pinky, 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 because she was bright and pink was her favorite color. Cook County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed Jasmine of Oak Park was shot several times before her death. The bullet struck the girl's body multiple times while her father was hit in the torso. Their car was left riddled with bullet holes and shell casings were seen all around the vehicle. Police said that the shooting was believed to be gang-related. Speaking of gang-related and speaking of thugs, let me show you guys a picture if you don't mind. Let me see if I can get this picture up. Y'all bear with me just a moment. See if I can brighten this up just a little bit to make sure y'all can see it. Where'd my picture go? Hold on. Where's my picture? I want y'all to take a look at this. Actually, we're going to go back and look at that. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull that other picture up while we're talking about this one. And where's the one that my friend Elissa Deed sent me? Let me see if I can find that real quick. I want y'all to take a look at the photo on my screen. Actually, this one. Uh-oh. Didn't want to open that. Actually, I could probably adjust it from here. Let me see if I can lighten this up for you just a little bit to make it a little bit easier to see. It's gonna go JPEG. Yes, replace. And sorry about that. Y'all bear with me a moment. It took me a little bit of time to pull this picture up, but we're also looking at this picture. What do you guys notice? Does anybody notice anything weird? Let me make this a little bit bigger on the screen in case y'all might have missed it. Can you guys see that? Where yo strap at? Is there anybody out there that wants to tell me that I'm wrong for calling this man a thug? And I want y'all to remember that thug is not a color, it's an action. I'm talking about this man's actions, how he lived his life, how was he a so-called father to this little girl, but yet was living such a foul, destructive, drug-filled, gang-filled life. Where your strap at? Provoking gang members or the ops. And look at how his daughter met her demise. I want you to also look at that picture on the right-hand side with his goons holding up stacks of cash, right? Typical thug behavior. Want to point that out. Jaslyn and her father were rushed to John Stroger Hospital, where Jaslyn was later pronounced dead. The father is currently in serious condition. So apparently he wasn't so serious that he couldn't post that stupid message that he posted. Anyway, the exact circumstances leading up to the shooting remain unclear. No suspects, I repeat, 0 suspects are yet in custody with an ongoing investigation. And I want you guys to also remember this. They have surveillance footage. They got this on video. This is McDonald's parking lot, so it's got a lot of cameras out there all around that area. They got videotape, but nobody's been arrested yet. They haven't named any suspects yet. Marvin Edwards, president of 100 Men Standing, a group advocating against gun violence, where they mean thug violence, but thugs with gun violence, encouraged anybody with information related to the shooting to come forward. He said, "We're sick and tired of this, and it makes no damn sense. Whoever pulled this trigger on this young lady and took her life, trying to get something to eat from McDonald's, whoever is housing these individuals, or who I like to call thugs, turn these people in. We are pleading with you. Do not let this go undone. Turn them in right away. This family are going through a living hell right now because of the acts of some fools." But I want y'all to remember that well before this beautiful little 7-year-old girl even was born or thought of being born, that her dad was out selling drugs and out getting convictions and arrested for drugs and participating in gang behavior way before his daughter was born. So I want y'all to bookmark that in your minds. We'll come back to it. Let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage. And I got a little bit more to say about this. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Let's get it. I guess I better turn the sound on.
A 7-year-old girl is dead, shot and killed in a McDonald's drive-thru on Chicago's west side. And CBS 2's Stephen Graves talked with the family of Jonte Adams, who are begging people to put away their guns.
Really emotional right now for my family.
Tearful, pain-filled words from Jonte Adams' aunt as she remembers the 7-year-old as funny and joyful.
She's just sweet and outgoing, real talkative, real lovable.
Family spoke from right outside Stroger Hospital where the girl died. A Chicago police officer rushing her here from about 2 miles away inside this bullet-ridden car. It was sitting in a McDonald's drive-thru at Roosevelt and Kedzie. At least 30 shell casings surrounded the vehicle. The tinted windows on the side were shot out. Bullet holes in the frame and back window as well. Investigators say Jaslyn was hit multiple times around 4:15 Sunday afternoon. Family says her father, Jonte Adams, was also hit. Chicago police saying the 29-year-old man was shot in the upper body. He should survive. Jaslyn's grandmother tells CBS 2 Jonte called her as soon as the shooting happened, saying, quote, "They shot my baby." Chicago police now looking into who those people are. It's unclear if this was targeted, but officers have not said the public is at risk. But for now, family devastated that their innocent girl is gone, someone who simply loved TikTok videos and laughing.
Y'all, please put the guns down. Our kids want to play. My kids can't even go out the door because of this gun violence. Y'all, please put the guns down.
Stephen Graves, CBS 2 News.
We begin with breaking news right now at 9. A 7-year-old girl is dead tonight after being shot 6 times at a McDonald's drive-thru in Lawndale.
She was in the car with her father, who was also shot. WGN's Megan Dwyer is live at Stroger Hospital with the latest. Megan.
Taman and Jackie, this happened just before 5 o'clock this evening. I am told that this father doesn't get to see his daughter that often. Today, they had a chance to spend some time together, and he took her to McDonald's because that's where she loved eating. Now, police sources tell me.
Let me back that up like a U-Haul truck. Let me let y'all hear what Megan Dwyer said again. All right, Miss News Reporter Lady, would you mind saying that again? Because that might have went over some people's heads real quick. Let's listen at this, at what she said again. Because y'all are asking, where was the mom? This baby was primarily always with her mother. And I've told you guys, I like the fact that mothers do give the fathers an opportunity to be fathers in their children's lives. But maybe we need to put a stipulation on that. Not if they're thugs and gangbangers and drug dealers. Maybe don't let your kids be around those type of dudes. Let me let y'all hear it again.
Hospital with the latest. Megan.
Let's listen again.
Taman and Jackie, this happened just before 5 o'clock this evening. I am told that this father doesn't get to see his daughter that often.
You hear that?
Taman and Jackie, this happened just before 5 o'clock this evening. I am told that this father doesn't get to see his daughter that often.
He doesn't get to see his daughter when?
Taman and Jackie, this happened just before 5 o'clock this evening. I am told that this father doesn't get to see his daughter that often.
And when the mother allows this man, this thug, this criminal to see his daughter, this is what happened. This is what happened.
Today, they had a chance to spend some time together.
It's really sad, and I know the mom probably feels bad, but the mom should probably feel even worse the fact that this dude got a criminal history longer than a mile strip. He's been in at least legal trouble since 2012, way before they gave birth to this little girl. And she had a baby with a thug. What did you expect?
Together, and he took her to McDonald's because that's where she loved eating. Now, police sources tell me tonight this was a targeted gang shooting, and the shooter probably did not see the girl in the car because of tinted windows.
Please put the guns down, please.
The family of 7-year-old Jonte Adams, nicknamed Pinky, says she was free-spirited, fun, loved to dance, and make videos on TikTok.
It's hard right now.
Today, the Cameron school student was shot 6 times while sitting in a car in a McDonald's drive-thru with her dad in the 3200 block of West Roosevelt. Someone opened fire, riddling the car with bullets.
It hits home with all of us.
Police tried to save her in the back of a squad car doing CPR on the way to the hospital, but the talkative 7-year-old did not survive.
You got cowards out here killing and shooting babies in Chicago.
Her dad, 28-year-old Jonte Adams, was shot once. He's in stable condition at Stroger Hospital tonight. His mom says he called her right after the incident and said, "They shot my baby girl." Now her family, especially her young siblings and cousins,
My baby taking it so hard right now.
are trying to understand why.
My 8-year-old baby says she don't even want to go out and play because she's scared she gonna get shot.
If you had any kids, have you ever took your kids to McDonald's? Have you ever took your kids to eat? You pumped 6.5 bullets in that baby. That don't make you a man. It don't make you a gangster. Something wrong with you.
Tonight, activists are also vowing to find whoever did this.
Turn them in.
Saying they broke the code of the streets.
This gotta stop.
And I know that 7 years is a long time, and maybe her mindset is different than it is now. And maybe she was just wanting this little girl to be able to spend a little time with her dad. But knowing that this man was already leading a dangerous lifestyle, the gang life, drug filled, just a person that's not living a reputable life, a law-abiding life at all, sometimes you just have to say no. This would have been one of those situations where I'm sure the mom, if she could take it back and do this all over again, she would have just continued to just raise her baby on her own without the dad's help, because she made a bad choice by dealing with a thug and a criminal and having a kid by him. Okay? So I'm sure that she feels remorse about that. Pertaining to the dad, well, currently they're saying that he's in critical condition. I'm not sure what his actual status is as of right this moment, but I do think it's a little bit odd. And y'all looked at the spray of bullets, and the majority of it was in the rear of the car. Anybody who would be gunning for the driver, think it was the dad who was driving the car, would have shot the front of the car and not the back. I want y'all to think about that. They would have shot at the front of the car and not the back. To me, this looks like they were aiming for both of them. They were intentionally trying to hit anybody who was in the rear and anybody who was in the front, which was the dad. But it's so funny how the dad got hit once with 39 bullets. And thank you for correcting me, Alyssa Deeds. 39 bullets shot at this car. Six hit the girl. 1 hit the dad. It does make it plausible, and quite possibly it could be true, especially according to this YouTuber. Y'all go look it up. He might take the video down. I don't know. But this man said that the father used his daughter as a human shield when shot 6 times at a Chicago McDonald's drive-thru. In the dad's Facebook post, he referred to his daughter as his protector. That's not my words at all. So adding those two things to the equation does make it seem like if he didn't see his daughter that much, I want y'all to think about that. He did not see his daughter much, which means he probably don't have a big emotional connection to his daughter. His life was put on the line at a split instant. And he was just thinking about himself and not about his daughter, because when you're around your children, you raise your children, you love your children, somebody like me, anything goes down, I'm immediately going to protect my daughter and do what it takes to protect my baby. Not to run and hide and preserve my life, because I would give my last breath to make sure that my daughter has everything that she needs, especially when it comes to protection. And it just doesn't seem that the dad in this instance protected his daughter. He could have very well pulled a Nino Brown. Thank you. If y'all watched that from New Jack City, when Nino Brown grabbed that little girl in the white dress and held her up as a human shield, we don't know that to be a fact. But what I am saying is that it does make us question if that actually happened, for those two reasons. There is video footage. From that, they ought to be able to find a person, a suspect, a vehicle, or something. There's somebody that knows something. If the dad survives this, then I'm sure he knows who was after him. And he needs to step up in the memory of his daughter and end this bullcrap and this crappy lifestyle and put the people out there who took his daughter's life. Because guess what? If he survives, then he's lucky, because he would have been dead if it would have been left up to them criminals. So why not put them out there? Why not get them off the street? Because the longer that they're out there, they're still going to present a danger to you and to your family and to others. So it seems like that would only make sense. Lastly, there was one thing I forgot to talk about, and that is this individual. I'm not sure if you guys know who this is or if you don't. This is Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend, which is how most people know him. Because I'm sure most people don't know him or remember him for his rap career. Maybe his ghostwriting career, but definitely not his rap career. I know he came out with a song that was alright, it charted, but I didn't like it. But that's just my personal opinion. But shout out to Safari. I hope he don't take this personally. I'd hate for this man to come looking for me and give me the whispering of a lifetime. As the country waits to learn the fate of the ex-Minneapolis cop Derek Chauvin in the killing of George Floyd, Safari used his time to call attention to a different conversation about violence surrounding the recent shooting of a 7-year-old Chicago girl, which is exactly what we do here. Jonte Adams was gunned down Sunday afternoon while riding in the car with her father at a Chicago McDonald's drive-thru. Her father survived the shooting and remains hospitalized in serious condition. A McDonald's employee says that 2 men jumped out of another car, so that means they should be able to get a description on the car, and approached Jaslyn and her father before the men fired multiple gunshots inside of their car. Jaslyn was shot multiple times and her father was shot in the torso. The heartbreaking story left many questioning who could purposely fire on a child. So Safari took the opportunity, and I'm glad that he did this. So shout out to this brother. And I got to tell y'all, when people do stuff like this, I feel like it should get some credit. And I definitely appreciate him doing this. He took his opportunity in his platform to call out gun violence in the black community, or like I like to say, thugs with gun violence in the black community, and ask about accountability while comparing this shooting to recent police shootings that have garnered national attention. So here's what he said. Let me see if I can get his quote on the screen. Give me a second. Right here. Let's talk about Mr. Safari. A 7-year-old girl shot and killed, and it wasn't by a police officer. So what's the next step? Who do we hold accountable? Or do we pick and choose when we stand together? Disgusting. And this actually got 351,855 thumbs up. That is great. That is really good. Now, while Safari's anger is certainly understandable, he just became a first-time father to a little girl not that long ago. So maybe he's starting to kind of think like how I did when I became a dad. Your mindset starts to change a little bit. Several people called Safari out for trying to draw a comparison between those two tragic situations. I think it's very dangerous. Please don't give oppressors more leverage. Yes, killing our own is a problem, but it doesn't negate police brutality, one person commented. This difference is, sir, that Dusty Negro will face the maximum penalty of the law, and police officers will never face that same penalty when they also act like thugs. This is a tragic story, but put your emotions aside before putting reckless and inaccurate messages out there, commented Savoy from the popular page, The Savoy Show. I don't even know what the hell that is. Now, damn sure I'm not going to look at it after this. Now, detectives are still investigating Jaslyn's shooting. Nobody been taken into custody yet, but they said if you want updates, just follow the news. It shouldn't be that hard to find. But let me say this. Safari is actually 100% right. There is a huge difference, and it is worse when we're doing it to ourselves. Because how can I treat my yard like crap, but get mad when other people treat my yard like crap? Or I treat my home and just bust walls all into my home, piss on the floor, leave dirty dishes out everywhere. But when somebody leaves their trash on the floor of my house, I want to get mad about it. And I think that as the black community, we should set a standard for how we want others to treat us. Safari is 100% right. That is a huge contradiction to say we want you to treat us way better than we treat ourselves. So we want to show each other, me and this brother, we should be out shooting and killing each other, right? But anybody else do it, oh no, we need to be rioting and protesting about that. That makes no sense. And I think anybody with any level of common sense realizes it's a very dumb thing to say. So at the close of this, I want to say that this baby was really just a victim of the mom trying to get this fool an opportunity to grow up and become a man. And it's really sad because I think a father raising a daughter can be a beautiful thing, but you have to be a person not only to put your daughter in a pivotal position to be able to win in life, which means that you have to set the example for how you live your life. And I will tell y'all this. When you're wearing shirts like this that say, where your strap at? Well, thugs got an answer for that. Your ops had an answer for that. They said, okay, well, where's your strap? We gonna test your theory. And it put your daughter's life in jeopardy. And you can't just sit there and make it seem like, you know, I'm an innocent victim. No, you're not. You're a perpetuator of the same bullshit. And there's no telling how many times that he's probably done this to other people and their families. To this little girl, I'm going to put some respect on her name. And I don't even want the father's picture on my screen. But let me say this. To baby Jaslyn, young princess, R.I.P. You deserved an opportunity to grow up and become something great. Beautiful little princess. Rest in peace. I'm DJ Just J. We're the AFC, and we're going to continue to keep being advocates for children. When you date thugs, you date death.